waves on Capitol Hill this week. House Majority Leader Eric Cantor, the brash conservative Republican who was Speaker in waiting, upset in a Virginia primary. Thanks for joining us. I'm Colleen Marshall. Cantor was defeated by little-known Tea Party candidate David Brat. It was an upset few saw coming and sets up a leadership shakeup for the Republican Party. Congressman Pat Tiberi joins us to talk about the fallout. Well, it had to be a shock this week. Someone with the stature of Eric Cantor did not get reelected. You all had to be surprised by that.
Oh, it was a stunner. First time in history, by the way, that a majority leader lost in a primary election like that. So, yeah, it was a shock. It rocked Capitol Hill, but it it goes back, Colleen, to what people talk about all the time. You can't take any election for granted, and particularly someone like the majority leader who spends a lot of time on the road helping other candidates, not going home. A common theme: not going home, not doing the county fairs, not doing the parades, not doing the Rotary speeches and other things like that, not having a ground game, not knocking on doors, but just trying to buy it, with all due respect to TV, on TV, which is important, but you have to have a ground game, and he certainly didn't. And you say his polling numbers were showing him up dramatically. I mean, even he had to be just stunned, blown away. He was. His entire team. Political malpractice, quite frankly, by the pollster that showed him 30 points up 10 days out. Now, within that 10 days, some other things happened which should have caused them to have alarm bells go out. A Democrat chairman put an Operation Chaos to have Democrats go vote in the Republican primary against Eric Cantor, which had an impact. That alone didn't do it. Laura Ingraham, radio talk show host, popular radio talk show host, went in a campaign against him on the immigration issue. That had an impact as well. And quite frankly, Eric's own TV ads gave his opponent the name ID that he didn't have. So I think that was a mistake as well. Yeah, he went on the attack. He did. But, the Tea Party also was having maybe more influence, and I know they've targeted you in the past as well. So Laura Ingraham has actually called them out and said they had nothing to do with this. The national Tea Party groups, which are now taking credit for it, and we've talked about this before, sending people saying, hey, we won, send us more money so we can win again. Well, they spent not a nickel in that race. The National Tea Party group spent zero against Eric Cantor. I have to ask you about what's going on in Iraq. Such turmoil in that country right now. I know you've been there before. When you look at the situation, where did we go wrong, and is there anything we should be doing? Well, I think it goes back to one simple issue. The president made a commitment in 2011 that we need to leave Iraq, and we need to leave Iraq quickly. There was a re-election campaign in 2012, and he wanted to have a re-election campaign where he would say, and he did, we're out of Iraq. And so he wanted to leave quickly rather than leave the right way. And so we left Iraq too early. We did it the wrong way. We had a stable government there at the time. We left. We have 4,000 people there right now, and they should be evacuated, because right now, Balad, where I was, in addition to Baghdad, an Air Force base just north of Iraq, these militants are closing in, and this is how serious this is, Colleen. The militant in charge of this group wants to create a state out of part of Syria and part of Iraq, an Islamic state, and he is the former leader of Al-Qaeda in Iraq. Really bad guy, and a really bad group of folks, and they're Sunnis, and the predominant population in Iraq is Shia, and we now are seeing what is really a civil war breaking out all over this country. Our Americans are at risk. The diplomats, the embassy personnel, security personnel, and the president should get them out immediately. But it's very sad, a very sad day, and our foreign policy is directly to blame for this, quite frankly, unspiraling of chaos on the front pages and TV screens across the world. Well, Congressman, we thank you for being with us to talk about these very important topics. Thank you.